Page 16, A Whale in the Ocean Blue. Well, I look it over, I see it's 2 pages long. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. There are 2 sharps in the key signature, so it's either in D major or B minor. This is ending in D major at the end. It's a D major. If you're doing scales and arpeggios, go ahead and do them for D major and B minor also. Do them for the key signature. And 3/4 time. You'll notice the time signatures in the 2 claves, the 2 stabs are different. The top staff says 3/4. The bottom staff says 4/4. That's a no-no. That is an error. You can't do that. You can't have one staff doing one time signature and another doing. No, not fair. So the lower staff should say 3/4. This is in 3/4 because if you look through it, you'll see there are the same as 3 quarter notes in every measure, and that's what 3/4 time is. Let's do the right hand first. Make sure we got this okay. We got the chords. We got the 1 chord, 1, 2, 3, and then the last measure, the first line is the 5/7 chord. You can do a 1 or a 2. I like to stay out here, so I do that. 1 there. I go over to page 17, and the third measure over in the first, it's a D, an E, and a G sharp. 1, 2, and then at the end of the line, you're back here. And that's a G natural there at the end of the line, because the G sharp in the third measure is only good for that measure. Yeah. Left hand. Well, the left hand gets the melody. I guess that's the whale they're down here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Top comes up. And then 2. We just changed hand positions. We just walked up. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Okay. And the third line down on page 16. You're here. Now scrunch up. 4. Again, we changed hand position. We walked up the keyboard. And the fourth line, second measure. Got all that right? Now reach down, 1 note, little finger. We walk down a little bit. Crossover. Crossover. Yeah, and then third finger. Now at the top of page 17, here. I don't want to use thumb in the second and third measure both. What I want to do to avoid using thumb in the second measure is, since I'm in this position, I'll just extend out a little bit and use second finger instead of here. So in the first measure on page 17, it's here. Just reach up. This way I can use thumb in the third measure. But we have another problem, is that now I'm out of place for the second line, second measure here. Yuck, so I don't want to do that. So, in the first line again, the last 3 measures, instead of that, I'm going to go thumb and then on second finger. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2 for the last 3 measures of the first line on page 17. Now I could just reach down on there. Let's go down to the fourth line here. Scrunch up like we did before. And now I'm on second finger. What I'm going to do is go ahead and just lift up and come down on thumb. This way I'm in position to finish it. There's other fingerings I could use here, but this is the simplest. You can't always connect the notes with the fingers. And that's okay. So then I put the hands together, and it's here. Here. I go through the whole thing and I put the hands together slowly. Now I go back over it very slowly with a steady beat and get rid of all the hesitations. And once the hesitations are gone, then I can add the articulation. And this is very connected. You can't connect the you do the best you can. This, lift up, lift up, lift up, putting in the phrasing, like taking a breath. Then after the articulation, I add the dynamics. They give you 2, you don't need 2 dynamics. The MF with the beginning, that's what you need, because the dynamic given, 1 dynamic. applies to the melody wherever it is. In this case, it is the left hand. So this is MF, mezzo forte, or moderately loud. This is just in the background. I'd play it soft. And I don't see another dynamic in the whole piece. Well, that's boring. After you get to know it and you get all the mechanics so they're pretty much automatic and you can start getting into the piece and feeling the piece, if you feel like getting a little louder or softer in areas, do it. You'll have to play all of it exactly moderately loud. It's in that area. That's all it is. For instance, on page 16, the fourth line down, in the second measure with those quarter notes, maybe on those, I bring it down a little bit softer, moderately. No, I don't want to do that. Maybe I take it up and play it a little louder than that. Then come down. And up. Softer. So you can experiment with the dynamics a little bit. You don't have to play it at exactly that level. That's a suggestion. At the end, bottom of page 17 here, there's a ritardo. Maybe I come down to get softer there. Here, at the end. Just make sure the right hand stays softer than whatever the left hand's doing. Then once I do the dynamics, then I think about the speed. This is just in the middle somewhere. It's a wail. It's not going to move real fast. Just one way of doing it. You don't have to go that speed. You take it at your speed and try the dynamics out a little bit. Remember the natural accent. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you're not feeling it, then exaggerate it. Like in the fourth line down on page 16, that quarter notes, the second measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Feel the natural accents all throughout the piece. And once you can play this correctly with no hesitations, at least slowly, let's play it together and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. I'm going to play it all about the same. We're not performing it. We're going to go really slow, and I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 3. 1, 2, 3, off.